Alright, Guild War. Back again after almost a week. Because of the reset for Guild War, our first two Guild Wars weren't the greatest. It was basically stomps. The Monday one especially, the Wednesday one not so much, but I didn't really feel like recording that one. This one we finally have a much better guild. So, the fights are not as one-sided, but I could still try out some stuff. Because I only need a draw for this tower, I finally get to try out, really actually try out Tama Iseria. I only recently pulled Iseria, and I only even more recently, finished building her. So she's ready to go. Finally put some better gear on my BBK, so she's ready to go for my cleaver. And Tamarin just moved some stuff around just so she has, the right speed. She just needs speed and immune set. Because I had info also on this tower, the Fallen Cecilia can't, cuck me over, so I believe everything is, perfect for speed tuning and damage-wise. So, second team is just tried and true, nothing to see there. I'm probably gonna speed up that fight, just because there's not much to it, but for first fight, like I said, finally done with Iseria primarily, so I finally get to try out Tama Iseria, and I'm actually pretty hyped about this fight. The only down part is because of the nature of it just being a cleave, it ends fast, but I mean, I had fun with this fight. So, not much to say here. Tama Iseria is pretty disgusting. You just get to reset Tamarin's skill 3, so she can instantly go idle form turn 1. And Iseria by herself is just disgusting. Her skill 3 is actually crazy. But, yeah. It just strips, gives unbuffable, and it defense down, so your cleaver that goes in after the Tamarin just destroys them. I don't know if Arbor... Like I said, this is realistically my first time using this, this team. So I'm not entirely sure if I should have done that on the RB or the Violet, especially because I know that the RB is not on Dreamblade, but the Violet is. So I think I already fucked up and I should have just done it on the Violet. But I also knew that the Violet only had 11k HP, and I just wanted to guarantee the kill on the RB. But seeing my damage from BBK after this hit, I think I should have just gone on the Violet. If I missed on the Violet, that would have been bad. So yeah, pretty good damage. Fallen Cecilia made that annoying though, because she eats up a lot of the damage. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Tama Iseria. Just kill the 2 threats and then the soul Fallen Cecilia can't do anything. Especially since she has no damage. Just strip everything from her, and then BBK gets to do her thing. I'll try in the future to find more teams like this. It's a very, clean way to win. Very fast way to win. But usually, I just don't know at the moment what to bring this comp into. But for now, that's Team 1. Pretty quick. And I think from now on, these kind of comps, I'm just gonna speed up like this. Because you've already seen it. This comp basically autos just about any version of this, enemy comp, so I don't have to say or do anything, show anything. You've seen it enough times. Even though I haven't sped up, it's nothing else is changing. It still plays out the same way, so for convenience sake and just for you guys, I'll just speed it up. I mean, the only bad thing that could ever happen, like I always say, is Charles somehow killing the SSB through some form of counter, but luckily that doesn't happen here, and this is why I also have Bastion on Carmen. It just eats up a little bit extra damage from Charles. And yeah, I just just finished him off there. So yeah, Fort 1. Not too crazy. Pretty straightforward. Alright, fight 2. Just gonna go into the other fort. This will end up opening up the stronghold. But for these teams, I try something different again on both teams. Well, more so on the first team. So, more or less a good way to counter this is with, well, at least that I counter is Crowd Well. 5 stars by the way. And Yuffie. Usually, so the thing I'm changing here is my Yuffie build. I have her on a speed build. Actually, she's fast. I just wanted to try just to see how much damage she can do while still keeping up with mainly the A-Collie. And just, just being fast. So she has, I believe, 200 plus speed right now, 203. I really want to test and see how much damage she does. The second team is just Champ Zerato. You'll see there when I get there. It's a pretty interesting one. But I really want to see how much damage I do. Because I want to try out more this kind of build. Before I had an insanely just full damage build, but with 160 speed. but now I have like 600 less attack or something, but I really want to see how this works out. And I actually find this part interesting, that Charles is like almost as fast as me, so this just tells me he doesn't do that much damage, which is pretty nice, because this Yuffie isn't that tanky. But after this first swing, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. You have to keep in mind here, she's 200 plus speed, no attack buff, and the Charles has no buffs, so the skill 3 doesn't get the multiplier, or the extra damage, and she still does 13k to him. So I was like pretty surprised by that, and I like that. I like what I saw there. But the rest is pretty, you know, pretty normal. Just tank out the Akali until my Crow can finish off the Ruel with skill 3. And also tank out a bit longer on the Charles. I basically have to kill him / bring him below half in the first turn anyway, just to get the Ruel skill 3 out of there. So she can't, you know, keep doing it late, or like do it later on. Or primarily just do it on herself. Also, just make sure, whenever you're in this situation, never use an AoE with your whoever your DPS is. Don't use an AoE, because the Charles can counter you with Elbrus, and then kill you, and then make you sad. So even though he has invincibility, I still go to him with Yuffie, just to make sure I don't die. Like, I could revive him, because I have the Royal version of this comp, like, you can bring any other healer there that isn't blue, but I could revive Yuffie, but I don't want to use my revive like that early on into the fight if I don't have to. All I do is like stall out one turn, and this is why I wanted to use also speed Yuffie. If I don't use skill 2 there, I don't have, like, if I don't use skill 2 there, I don't have the speed buff, so I'm like slower. But because I have speed build, I can catch up with the Charles faster than normal. So it doesn't really matter too much there that I don't skill 2 and get the speed buff. I just don't want to, like, you know, lose Yuffie and have to waste my skill 3 on Royal. And because he's gonna be drawing to the Crow anyway, I can just finish him off with skill 3 anyway. So it's like one of those better safe than sorry kind of thing. You don't have to, like, overextend if you don't have to. So that's what I do. I just don't overextend with Yuffie skill 2. And like I said, now I can just get rid of Charles. I have the damage with my Crow skill 3. And then after that, I can use skill 2 with Yuffie. Speed buff on Yuffie with 200 plus speed, and the attack buff is actually... it's not bad. I might end up keeping my Yuffie on this build. We'll see on Monday how it feels. But this is like only one guild war worth of testing. This world being on Idle Steer is kind of annoying. Not right now, because the Akali's gonna lap me anyway, but later on when she's like by herself. But yeah, skill 2 speed buff. I'm pretty sure if this Ruel skill 2 the Akali, that would have been a bit more annoying, because the Akali would have gone into stealth, I believe. So this is a naked Akali, so even without like the extra damage that I would normally have from the other build, she still ties the Yuffie skill 1, so yeah. So far, from what I learned from this fight, I believe the trade-off in damage for speed is worth it. At least it looks like it's worth it. And also I gotta keep in mind that I didn't even lose that much damage, because I still have like 36 or 3700 attack, and 280 crit damage, while still having 200 plus speed. Before it was like 42 or 4300 attack with 290 crit damage. So yeah, I lose some damage, but I think the speed felt like it was a worthwhile trade. Alright, so here she just revives. It doesn't really matter who she revives. I prefer the Akali over the Charles, but... and luckily she revives the Akali. It didn't really matter, because I would've just killed the Royal here no matter what. And I was just waiting. Luckily, because also it's the Akali, she's fast, so she'll catch up and get rid of her invincibility. Yeah, this Akali also didn't really do too much to Royal. I had proof on Royal plus the defense up from Crow, so she never really was in danger from just Akali hitting her. Alright, second fight. Champ Zerato. So, the great thing about Champ Zerato, there's not too many places where you can realistically bring him, because he's not that, like, innately tanky. And he really shines whenever he can use his passive. But that's the thing, whenever you can bring him into a team like this, where it's like heavy debuffing, he like really shines. He just always counters, always does his thing. Now, the one issue I found with this, and I feel like it happens more often than not, whenever there's like a Dizzy or Aramintha, for whatever reason, Zerato just likes to I don't know, he just likes to resist. It's kind of annoying, but usually that shouldn't happen. I recommend bringing Zerato into these kind of comps. Zerato and 2 support units. He can, since they have no sustain, he can solo them. It just takes a bit of time because he doesn't do the most damage, but he will eventually kill them. I brought Destina. I normally wanted to bring Ruel here, but I wanted to have Ruel for top team, so I just brought Destina. And yes, that is also made into Bazaar. That's the nice thing about Destina, it just full cleanse everything, and then you get all the maid buffs, all the maid glory. So yeah, at this point it's just Zerato doing his thing. He can solo this team by himself, like once he has the backup of the others to keep him just topped off. Because he can't get stunned, so he'll always be countering. And he can't realistically get debuffed, since they have no way of, you know, cleansing themselves. This Kairon also didn't really do that much damage. And, like, he does enough damage on a crit to hit my Destina, like, for some damage, but then, he just procs my Water's Origin. So I get the boost. I believe both of these units, the Dizzy and the Bazaar on a Violin, which is kind of annoying. Because then this happens. It was kind of funny. This was Kairon's one time to shine. He actually gets the crit on a defense down, Destina extends his immortality. But Champ doesn't care. Like, it really does not matter at all that the Destina died there. Even right here, when the Bazaar gets his second skill 3 off while I still have all of my buffs up, that still doesn't matter. I just keep countering everything. This Kairon doesn't do the damage to, like, realistically kill me. Like, even if he got Dust Devil there, I would've been fine. Because the other 2 just don't do the damage anyway. Yeah, because I believe my maid resisted the unbuffable. Well, okay, I could see where maybe, like, the Dust Devil would've been kinda scary. But, like, Zerato still heals up enough. See, he's basically back to full. I have him on lifesteal set, plus his skill 1 passive, like, healing. He heals enough. The Dizzy by herself can't do anything. So yeah, whenever you can bring Champ is pretty fun. And my maid lasts long enough where she can skill 3 and I bring back my Destina and I lose no one. This is also where I would have preferred having just Ruel, by the way. I like Ruel's more consistent healing. I just like her bigger heal in general. But yeah, whenever you can bring Champ into one of these kind of comps, it's really fun. I enjoy him a lot. He makes it pretty safe. Especially the kind that don't have any other, like, no real support unit, just all go in damage and debuffing. Alright. And that's, fight 2. We'll hit the Stronghold after this one. Alright, Stronghold time. So, Team 1, very standard. I don't think that Team 1 is good anymore, just because so many people have a pretty safe way to deal with it. I think one of the better ones is just Fighter Maya SSA. It just makes that team useless. And then, like, a strong hitter as a third. You can use Surmia. I believe you can use Yuffie. And then SSB also works. So, I'm just looking at my gear. The second fight is, like, super Pepega. Super Pepega on my part, so, you'll see what happens. But, yeah, for now, first fight, not much of a threat. SSB can eventually kill everything on her own because she's a balanced unit. Fighter Maya can tank forever. Literally forever. Thanks to SSA. That other team has, like, the only kill threat that other team has is if the Ruel dual hits. She hits my SSA while she's defense broken from MLKen into, like, Akali or MLKen critting her. That's the only, like, kill threat they ever have. The Maya, the way I have the team built right now, the Maya will always be, like, so slow so that my SSA can always infinitely, like, loop her skill 2 on her, so she'll never die. So the strat with the SSB, because I don't have Surmia and I don't usually use Yuffie into this, I prefer SSB. But the strat is basically just wait until MLKen's turn goes by, and then if you get the defense down from SSB onto him, you win. Or you get the skill 3 off on him and he can't heal, and then you win as well. But primarily it's just wait until he gets defense broken. So you just never skill 3 with SSB, and you just let her skill 2 do work on the Akali. So yeah. I have like 207 speed on my SSA, holding Magahara's Tome, and my Maya has like 110 speed. It's kind of unfortunate. I'd like her to be base speed, which is like a 97 or something, or 99, something like that. If she was base speed, this comp would work much better for me. But she doesn't, so unlucky. But because of the Magahara's Tome, my SSA can continuously loop on my Maya, so that she can always have the skill 2 up on Maya. The only like caveat is if Maya ever gets speed buff as one of the 3 buffs, but even then, it's not usually too scary. It's kind of annoying, but it's not scary. So yeah, just draw out this Ruel skill 3. The only annoying part that could ever happen is if the Ruel like revives the MLken when the Akali isn't alive. But that's about it. Right now what I'm waiting for is the souls, basically. I want 2 souls so that I can guarantee the unhealable on the MLken, so I can finish him off without him healing on a counter. That, or if I get a defense down, the MLken will just insta-die to SSB. So I'm just like biding my time right now. I'm just waiting. Just holding off on the skill 2, or on the skill 3 on her until I have the souls and until I have the defense down. Most MLkens don't have that much effect res. I don't have too much effectiveness on my SSB, but it's enough for just about, I want to say like 80-90% of the MLkens out there, unless there's like that one random MLken that was able to fit in a decent amount of effect res. But for the most part, they don't. They have like maybe in the 20s, like less than 50 basically. And worst case scenario, I just wait out the Ruel, because I don't do the damage right now to like one-shot this Ruel. I'm just chipping away at her. I mean, eventually she'd get out her skill 3 again. Worst case scenario. But yeah, there you go. My Maya just took her turn again, and then my SSA once again gets her skill 2 off on her, so never in a threat. I have her skill 2 and 3 mullet, so they have the 1-turn CDR. It's kinda sketchy if she doesn't have that. I feel at least. But yeah. I have my full stacks, and lo and behold, I land the defense down, so this is pretty much where I can go for the kill. This MLken can't take a strong hit from SSB once the defense down is up. The only problem is I noticed that the Ruel has her skill 3 once again. I can kill the MLken here once my SSB's turn comes out, but if she gets the 50-50 and revives the MLken again, I'm kinda screwed, because the Ruel will be too low health, and I'll probably like accidentally kill her. So I basically say, yeah, fuck that, I ain't taking that chance. What I end up doing here is just hitting the Ruel. Like, I can kill the MLken here, but I don't want to risk the 50-50 on who she revives. So I'm just gonna hit the Ruel here, and let her revive the Akali. The Akali is like literally 0 threat. It's basically a 2v3 until... well, not until, it's basically always a 2v3. The Akali does nothing. I guess the only thing Akali does is give my SSB stacks. That's all she's there for. Like, she doesn't do anything. She's never, like, in range to kill my Maya. So, the nice thing is that MLken's skill 3 is also up. So this gives me a freebie hit on him with my skill 2 from SSB while he's defense broken, and before the Sigurd's procs. And also the drink damage. So they're all low enough for my Maya can one-shot all of them. Doesn't matter who I hit, they'll die, so I pretty much just say fuck you MLken and just kill the MLken. I could also kill the Ruel here. Like, probably the Ruel is the better to kill, because the MLken is like so far back, but I just say fuck it and just kill the MLken. My SSB can one-shot the Ruel from this point, plus the drink damage, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, what I find funny is, Maya is the tank, but she's the one who ends up with the most health at the end of this fight. Akali, Kek W. Alright, and yeah, that pretty much does it for that team. Pretty much at all points safe. Alright, and this next team is like super Pepega. So the idea behind this team, and I'm gonna speed this up because this fight is literally 15 minutes long. So the idea from my side is I have Violin on Dizzy, and it's basically just to strip the buffs so that they can die faster. So the really annoying thing here is just the fact that Chloe is on Idol's Cheer. So my Dizzy always procs it. The other annoying thing, and this happens mainly in the first half of the fight, I want to get my Crow low so that he can like one-shot Maid and then just go from there. The problem is, the turn started off by them hitting my Dizzy and critting my Dizzy. And this Ravi is on counter set, and the only time the counter set procs is when my fucking Dizzy hits her. I started hitting her with Crow, hoping the counter would, you know, proc. It never procs. It only procs whenever my Dizzy hits. Of course it does, right? So I have to spend like majority of the beginning of the fight healing up my Dizzy, and with skill 2, it ends up healing the Crow too. So it's like I'm in a loop where it's like I can't do anything because they keep hitting my Dizzy and the counter keeps going off. Plus the counter, like the dual hits are really annoying. The Maid gets off her skill 3 like a couple times in this fight. So yeah, like the first half of this fight, you can now see why I decided to say, yeah, I'm speeding this up. It's for your own sanity. But yeah, another dual attack, another like double stun hit, like, it's really annoying. And you're probably wondering, why not just hit the Maid with, why not just hit her? And it's mainly because I'm dumb. But yeah, eventually I will start hitting the Maid. Eventually I realize that trying to go for like the dumb, what is it, like 20% chance that she counters when my Crow hits is not the way to play this fight. It's 100% whenever Dizzy hits, but not when Crow hits. So yeah, I decided, fuck this, I'm hitting the Maid. She has low effect res, which is nice, because then I can just start landing provokes and stuff on her. Eventually she'll die, because she's not the one getting pushed by Idol's Cheer, which is nice. Really glad there's not that much effect res on this Maid. My Dizzy can also land stuff like sleeps and stuns, they always land. Or like, they're just landing, you know? Doesn't matter if she revives the Kayron, he doesn't get the revive buff, he just gets revived, so it doesn't matter how many times she'll get her skill 3 off. The Kayron will die, so he's never, you know, a threat to do anything. So yeah. It's just a slow grind to get Maid very low, so my Crow can one-shot her. I could one-shot her here, but I want to wait until my Dizzy strips with Violin, and there it is. Finally, I can now kill this Maid with, Crow. And this is what Crow is here for, just to get the one-shot guarantee. And finally, this is where the fight gets fun for me, because now it's just a lone Ravi with no effect res against Dizzy. So, Dizzy Crow, so I just like infinitely push her back. I have like 230 speed on my Dizzy, so she will get looping this Ravi like a lot. I believe I'm kind of glad, for the video's sake, I'm kind of glad this didn't happen, but I wanted to see how much I could extend those buffs. But then I realized she has Durando, so it's like, alright, well I can't do that. So now back to normal speed, I just get the skill 3 off, and finally she dies. So yeah, be grateful I didn't keep that entire fight the way it was, because that was like a 15-minute fight, slowed down to like a couple minutes now. Goddamn. But yeah, there's Guild War. A fun fight. Not much else. Yeah. Depending on what happens next week with Guild Wars, probably see more. So yeah, until then, thanks for watching.